Okay, to complete the square, here's what we're going to do. We're in standard form, we're set equal to 0. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to move this over to this side of the equation. So here we're going to add 45 to both sides. Okay, cancel. Now we have x squared plus 4x equals 45. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take half of this middle number here. This number that's on the 4x, it's 4. Okay, you're going to take half of it. So we're going to divide it by 2 and then square it. Okay, so 4 divided by 2 is 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. Okay, that number, whatever this number is, you're going to add it to both sides. You're going to add 4 here and you're going to add 4 here. Okay, so then you're going to wind up with x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 45 plus 4 is 49, okay? The next thing you're going to do is you're going to change the form of this expression. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to set up a couple parentheses like this. You're going to put whatever is here. It's ideal that this is 1. If this number is not 1, this whole thing gets messed up. So I really don't recommend you use completing the square unless your x squared has a coefficient of 1, okay? When it has a coefficient of 1, you just put an x here, and then you're going to take half of this number again. Half of positive 4 is positive 2, and you're going to put that right here. Now, if this was negative 4, you would put a negative 2 here, because that's half of negative 4. Then you're going to put a square on it. That's why it's called completing the square. You're squaring this thing. And then we're going to set it equal to 49, okay? And so now we have completed the square, and now we're going to use the square to solve for x. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the square root of both sides, but on this side you're going to put a plus or minus in front of the square root, okay? And so what's going to happen over here is it's just going to cancel this. You're going to cancel the square, and all you're going to have left is what's inside the parentheses. So bring down x plus 2 equals, here we have plus or minus, the square root of 49 is 7. So we're almost done. And now, here, we're going to solve for x, so subtract 2 from both sides, okay? But when we subtract 2, normally we put this in front of the plus or minus. And so now this is going to cancel, and we're going to have x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus 7. So this solution here is x, it's two solutions, negative 2 plus 7 and negative 2 minus 7. So we have x is equal to negative 2 plus 7, and we have x is equal to negative 2 minus 7. And so x is equal to negative 2 plus 7 is 5. That's one of our solutions. And then over here, x is equal to negative 2 minus 7, that's negative 9. And so our solutions are 5 and negative 9. These are both real numbers. And so what we're going to say here is there are two real solutions. Okay? And that is how you use completing the square. I think we should do probably one more example of completing the square here. All right, so let's try this one more example of completing the square. First thing we're going to do is subtract 25 from both sides. And we wind up with x squared minus 6x is equal to negative 25. We're going to take half of this middle number, so negative 6 over 2, and then square it. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3 squared. Negative 3 squared is positive 9. So we're going to add 9 here, and we're also going to add 9 here. And we wind up with x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to negative 25 plus 9 is equal to negative 16. Okay? And then remember, the way we do this is we do parenthesis, parenthesis, square, and inside goes x, and then half of this negative 6. Half of negative 6 is negative 3, so we have x minus 3 squared. Okay? And then bring down the negative 16. Now we're going to square root both sides, and we'll put a plus or minus in front of the radical on the right. Got to put that plus or minus there. So the square root of this squared results in just x minus 3 is equal to plus or minus the square root of negative 16. Well, the square root of negative 16, that's a complex number. Remember, that's going to be, the square root of 16 is 4, and because of the negative, I. So what we have here is plus or minus 4i. Okay? Now we're going to add 3 to both sides, and we get x is equal to 3 plus or minus 4i. That's two different answers. One of them is x is equal to 3 plus 4i, and the other one is x is equal to 3 minus 4i. And we're done. Those are the two solutions, 3 plus 4i and 3 minus 4i. And so what we can say here is that there are two complex solutions. And that's it. There we go. We're done.